Okay, my name is Qualified, and I call myself qualified because I'm qualified to be speaking on whatever I'm speaking on when I'm speaking on it, and I ain't just subject to one qualification. So, with this video, I was still uncovering the Egyptian gods and goddesses when I stumbled upon something else. So, I'm feeling like this still gonna be uncovering the Egyptian gods and goddesses, but we getting so deep into this stuff, we seeing where existence come and what it means as a whole. So, in this video, it's gonna be part three to the Egyptian gods and goddesses, but it's taking a little turn because as you see, if you watch the second video, at the end of the second video, I ended on this, the triangles. When I ended up talking about the deltas, the Nile Delta and the upside down triangle, that's just something that just came off my mind, the top of my head, because I thought that if something comes at you upside down, it means bad. Well, obviously, it doesn't mean bad, it means opposite. So let's get into it. So as you see from the symbol, right? You got fire and water. Water and fire is the opposite of each other. And let's go ahead and get into these triangles, man, because this is some real stuff. This is real. This is real. And if it wasn't real, it wouldn't be here. You know? So that's the triangle I was talking about, the 6 point star. But before you get the 6 point star, you got half a star. You got the half a star, the other half a star. You got opposites, meaning at opposite angles, and then you got opposites, meaning at the angles that they're supposed to meet at, which creates the star. So let's start this out. We're gonna read this. We're gonna read all this because all this is significant. We're gonna read all this and let's see what they're talking about, right? So let me take a sip real quick. And a lot of people. So if I got you in tune, man, stay in tune because a lot of people think alchemy is false science and this and that, man. Alchemy's been here since the beginning of the beginning when people can experiment. Alchemy comes from a person that's deeply wrapped into this stuff. And man, like I said, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. The mind is so much powerful. The mind is much more powerful than you think. And we gonna get into that further in this channel because lately I've been doing a lot of researching and I done found a lot on top of a lot. So let's start it, man. Fire and water. This comes from the Alchemist dot studio um website. And alchemy is the study before chemistry. Chemistry comes from alchemy. Alchemy is where they was trying to mix P and get gold and made phosphorus or some weird stuff. I don't know, but let's start it out. Let's read the top. Let's see what they're talking about. Mixing fire and water is one of the absolute principles of alchemy, and it's actually more fundamental than the old medieval goal of turning base metals into gold. We are talking about joining two opposites, about creating oneness again from a duality. And as you can see from this old 18th century painting of the alchemist at work in his studio, creating oneness from a duality is not possible in the physical world. Even though many people tried very hard to achieve this goal, they either gave up or died in a form of eccentric madness. That's where they get mad scientists from. Or they eventually discovered that they needed to project themselves above the physical into the dimension above the physical reality, the spirit realm, known to alchemy as the etheric or ether realm, the seas above. Even to this day, we find it very difficult to believe in this step, but we also find very few alchemists still experimenting in such a laboratory. Alchemy is now called chemistry and has become a very one-sided science that mixes already well-known chemicals into marketable potions with the goal of earning ordinary dollars. So once again, it sounds like crack came from this. Crack comes from white people to experiment in the basement. Like crack don't come from black people. And I've been seeing a lot of videos lately, people talking about drugs is bad, this and that. Anything is bad for you if you abuse it. Like I said, you use it in the right way. Weed is not bad at all. It's bad when you abuse it. Weed gets you in tune with the things you don't see. It opens your mind to a little bit into the spirit world. Crack, none of that. I don't know about that. But it ain't bad because it comes from plants from the Garden of Eden. And we're going to get into the Garden of Eden in this video because I feel like I've uncovered where the Garden of Eden is. Just stay tuned. Now it says the symbol, this is the triangle upwards in the upwards position. So that obviously, look at this. Let's look at the painting. Boom, he in there mixing and whatever. Now look at the triangle. It's a red triangle in an upwards position, like a pyramid, and it's red. Red means what? Fire. Red means danger. They make it mean danger because of fire. Fire means danger, but not necessarily if you use it the wrong way. Hold up. That's if you use it the wrong way. So a triangle has 3 points, whatever. So that's the upwards triangle. Let's see what the upwards triangle mean, right? The symbol for fire in alchemy is the red upward pointing triangle. The spiritual element of fire, stolen from the gods, who by Prometheus and given to humanity. So remember when we remember when we was uncovering the gods and goddesses, we still uncovering the gods and goddesses, right? So if let's read that sentence over. The spiritual element of fire stolen from the gods by Prometheus and given to humanity. Like I said, names get changed down the line. The fallen angels, the Egyptian gods and goddesses, what did they teach? They taught. It goes back to the book of Enoch, what I read in first series, first finding Egyptian gods and goddesses, part one. It says that the angels taught. If I even went, I don't know if I read that, but it's still on the same page. I will eventually read it again. It said that the angels that slept with the women that gave them giants, they taught enchantments and charms, and they taught how to they taught men how to make. They taught men blacksmithing. I know I didn't read that, so I'm gonna read that. They taught men how to make swords, shields, breastplates. That's blacksmithing. So, and then it said that I didn't read this. It said that the angels came down, or the fallen angels came down. They taught the men magic that was dying to that was it. They taught the men magic from the heavens that was not supposed to be released to men. Obviously, we see that it says the spiritual element of fire stolen from the gods, meaning the gods above, the angels. They came down to this earth and called themselves gods and goddesses, which the Egyptian queens and kings before back then, early BC, they called themselves gods and goddesses because they came down here with special abilities. They emerged from the waters. When we humans was born on the land, we born from the earth. We born from the mother and the father. We come from God and and Mother Earth. With together with them, we make one. So that the only true number to exist once again is the number one, because there only is one God that's above us, and it only is one person, it only is one man, one woman. You put two together, you get another one. No matter how you make it, you get one. Even if it's twins, they come out at they come out at different times. They don't come out together. They come out at different times. But that's going off. That's just to let you see if you see it. And I'm trying to open your eyes up to it to get you in tune with your spirit side. because the mind is much more powerful and your spirit is much more powerful than what you make it. And you can be capable of bigger things than what you are. You just have to put yourself in that right mind, in that right state, grasping within yourself, which is meditation. You don't necessarily have to sit there and put your hands like this to meditate. It's just grasping within yourself, knowing that you can do this and do that. So let's continue. It's a fire is so intimate. I'm tripping. Fire is so intimately connected with the warmth ether that they are really one and the same thing, making this the closest element to the world of spirit. The etheric world in early times, our own inner fire, our blood burnt much more strongly than today. We could survive much more easily in the harshly cold climate of the ice ages by being much more in tune with nature herself. Listen, they say nature herself. Now we have lost contact with our true with our true nature. We have become more reliant on an external warmth fire, meaning an outside warm fire. The closer you are with yourself, the hotter you are, and the more you attract, the more you can get, the more the more you. It's not like the more you need. The more you are in tune with yourself, the more blazing you are, as what they're saying, and the more you can achieve, the more you can get, the more you attract to yourself. Because we are matter. Matter attract. Mass attract. Now this is the triangle going down. Notice it's blue and it's upside down. Notice it's blue. If up means red and it's fire, obviously down means blue and got it means water. So taking it back to the delta, the Nile Delta is upside down. The Egyptian gods and goddesses put pyramids and this and that over there. They emerged from the Mediterranean Sea. So the upside down delta obviously has to mean much more than what we think it is. So let's read this. The symbol for water in alchemy is the blue downward pointing triangle. Water supports the vitality of all life on earth. And everything that loses its and everything that loses its solidity and becomes liquid loses its individuality, flowing back into the whole. The water element has the ability to reunite matter into the flowing rivers and the vast seas of this world. Water contains the feminine aspect of reunification, creation, and enfolding, allowing us to solve problems and disputes, create community, and build our homes in a healthy and protective way. Our planet, when seen from space, shows us a face of more than 75% of water, a wonderful blue oasis of life in our current planetary system, a biosystem in perfect balance, creating the home for a huge diversity of life forms swimming the oceans, soaring the moisture, ladding airways, or living by the rivers, lakes, and inland seas of the continent. Not too much more to go on that. So the upwards triangle represents masculinity. The downwards triangle represents femininity, feminine, whatever. So if the downwards triangle represents that, that means obviously the Nile Delta is the birthplace of the earth. That means the Nile Delta held Adam and Eve. That means the Nile Delta is the heart of Mother Nature, and that means the earth is a woman. Why do you think they call it Mother Nature? God set the laws, the woman carries it out. I don't know if I said this in a video, but I said men set the law, and if you less than anything than a man, you carried it out. If you consider yourself less than a man, you bow down. I consider myself a man. I'm not bowing down to no man. regardless of what he say, how he say it. I'm not bound down. I'm a man. A woman gonna bow down. It's evident. It's evident. A woman ain't as strong as a man. A woman don't have the capabilities of a man. A woman can't think like a man. And a man is evident. A women bow down to men in sex. It's evident. A woman is to bow down to a man. So if you consider yourself anything less than a man, you bow down. That's why I say in one of them videos, you should never let a man, you shouldn't let a man tell you to suck his blah blah. That's something you should get mad off of because that's basically telling you to bow down. Depending on what type of man it is, he telling you to bow down. Telling you to bow down. I will bow down before no man. Not ever. Not ever. And not a man should. No man should bow down to another man. You giving your powers up. You giving your abilities as a man up. Why you gonna bow down as a man, man? That's not in our nature. That's in a woman's nature. Women bow down to men. Women take care of a man. Don't no man take care of a man. A woman take care of a man, man. That's what's going on with this world. Anyways, now we got the triangle mating at the different ends. Mating at different ends. Let's see what this is about. Making a rhombus. This is a rhombus or a diamond. Diamond. This is a diamond. So let's see what it say. If we join fire with water, we create the double triangle or diamond form. What? Known in alchemy as the cosmic egg, the creation point of our universe, in the womb of the worlds, at the beginning of time and space. The cosmic egg is space, and you see the seas above the spiritual ether of fire, and the seas below the worldly ether of water. These two seas stay separate, although joined. The original duality, the tension field, generated at the boundary of these two etheric seas is where our visible material world has evolved. We are the sons and daughters of the Father above, spirit, fire, and the mother below. Earthly waters, the original fire and water, light and darkness. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. They didn't discover this in alchemy, and we ain't discovered this on the plane world level. Men and women ain't discovered this on the plane world level. Now they mating at the opposite ends. Let's see what it's saying. If we join fire and water at the point instead of their bases, we create this hourglass form known in alchemy as the Holy Grail. Yes, this is the true Holy Grail that everyone would like to find, not just the alchemist. You can see that the fire is underneath, just like the special heating furnaces in the alchemist studios. We saw that the painting above. We saw that in the painting above. The water or fluid being heated is in a bowl above. This is where the alchemy begins. Not only do we need the right ingredients in the bowl, we also need exactly the right sort of fire in the furnace. Then we create true gold, sunlight, living spirit. Notice that though, can't nobody tell you how the sun is lit. The sun stay lit and shining, and y'all think it's gonna shine forever. But when we hit that darkness, when we get that darkness, everybody gonna be walking around here crying. Demons are scared though. Demons are scary. Demons are scary and they scary. But the real demons ain't scared. The real demons gonna still ride when it get dark if you're really a demon. And there's a lot of demons inside of people. People are intimidating. When you an intimidated person, you scared. You got part demon in you. Everybody got a little demon in them. I don't get scared though. Some things may but I'm definitely not scared of another man. That don't intimidate me, regardless of how wild you think you can act or this or that. Ain't no another man gonna scare me on walking this earth. Not ever. I'm just saying, but not ever. Maybe as a child, out here and this and that. But as I got became an adult man, ain't no man gonna scare me. Cause what you gonna do to me that I can't do to you, and what you gonna do to me that I ain't gonna let you allow you to do to me, type of stuff. The only way you can do it to me is if you gang up on me, and you probably may not have a easy time doing it, especially if I know what you're trying to do. But let's read the 6 point star, right? Let's read the 6 point star. This website has a lot of information. I'm not gonna go through it all, but I'm gonna highlight it all so you can go through it all. So I got other things to show. So our final drawing becomes the Philosopher's Stone, Solomon's Seal, the Star of David, and I know you heard of that, or the, the 6 point star, or the star, however you would say it, Star of G's, the GD star, I don't know, whatever, however you would say it. So before I read this, it makes you realize and it makes you really think, what was the Gangster Disciples about? Like I said, blue always meant good, red always meant bad. Well, obviously, it's deeper than we can think when it comes to these gangs. Now they making it seem like this and seem like that. Like I said, growing up, it was you wanted to be the blue side. You wanted to be Gangster Disciples or Crips, and you didn't want to be Bloods or Vice Lords. It's like I said, they devil worshippers. They under the 5 point star. The 5 point star is not a whole 6 point star, so obviously it's missing something. It's missing some type of energy. If the three is a woman and the three is the man, the six is missing something. I mean, the five is missing something. Obviously, obviously. So if the 6 point star represents the gangster disciples, which is the Star of David, which is Solomon's seal, and the Philosopher's Stone, which is men and women combined, the 6 point star obviously came at some point representing good. So why won't they free Larry Hoover? Right? Why won't they free Larry Hoover? Why won't they free Larry Hoover? That's deep. That's deep. That's super deep. So I wonder, what do it take to visit him? What do it take to visit him? Can anybody visit him? Can anybody visit Larry Hoover? Can anybody call him? Can he call anybody? Can you write him? How would I get that information? But anyways, says, so our final drawing becomes the Philosopher's Stone, Solomon's Seal, the Star of David, the Heart of the Flower, the Sun. The reason why this very symbol raises the reason why this very simple symbol raises so much dust in the world is because of its immense power. You can see it here for yourself. It is one of the true end goals of all alchemy, hiding in full view. It is the mixing of fire and water, the heart of the flower of life. It is a solution to creating oneness in nature. To find and balance, we need to create a third aspect from the life, from the living fire of spirit, love, and the living water of the soul, light. We create the life in physical matter. All of life contains the fire, love, and the father of the light, wisdom of the mother, love, light, and life. They be like live, laugh. They be like live, laugh, love. They get that stupid stuff out of here. I always said that was stupid. People getting tattoos, live, laugh, love. Like what? Love, light, life. But I still wouldn't get that as a tattoo. Look at the picture, though. It's supposed to be alchemy. That's why I say scientists, man, until a scientist can tell me where a roach come from, I'm gonna listen to him or her. But if you can't tell me where a roach come from, I can't listen to you. And it sounds like they can tell me where a roach come from. Cause look at what they on with these triangles. It goes deeper than that. Like, look at this. Oneness. Fire. Look at, man, let's get this up on a I don't know how I got to it. I think it was this. Look at this. Look at this sign. Look at this. The flower. This is the flower. This is the flower. Right? Look at this. Time. Time. Remember when time. Come on now. This stuff just be coming to me. In real life, this stuff be coming to me. I don't be looking and researching none of this stuff that I be talking about until I research it and look it up and present these videos. This stuff just be coming to me. I said time and math and numbers is one of the biggest illusions. Why? Because we can't figure out why it's fake. I know why it's fake, but it doesn't exist. You can never time travel. You can never go back in time, nor can you go forward in time. Like I said, the closest thing you can do to time traveling that you can say is driving fast, speeding fast, getting there in an airplane or jet, and getting there quicker than you're supposed to get. There's no such thing as time travel because it don't exist. We're gonna see what that says. It's all still tied into Egyptian, man. And to order and to understand, you gotta see where this stuff come from. You can't just you really gotta see where it come from, man. And it all come from the person above. Like I said, it's a lot of things that's lost out of the Bible. We don't even know what's supposed to be included into the Bible. Cause I'm doing research and this and that. I see the Dead Sea Scrolls supposed to be in the Bible. It's not in the Bible. Some of it is. The book of Enoch is supposed to be in the Bible. It's not in the Bible. So you don't consider it holy because it's not in the Bible. But when you put your hand on the Bible in court, that's not the full Bible. It's all of what you believe. And if this is not real, why are you putting your hand on the Bible in court? Why are you putting your right hand up and this and that in court? When they got all these religions out here, but you putting your hand on the Bible. Come on now, that lets you know something ain't right. Lets you know something ain't right. Jesus is supposedly not real, but you can find his his crown of thorns. It's in a Notre Dame library or something. His crown of thorns had the thorn that he wore on his head is is in the Notre Dame, one of them buildings, one of the Notre Dame buildings. If he's not real, how's Jerusalem is a place that where he was born? It's a real place. If he's not real, how some of the Dead Sea Scrolls is in the Bible, but the all of them is not? Come on, I don't want to hear that. This stuff is real, real. This stuff is real, real. Let's see what else it says. Matter, antimatter, so it's good and bad, the opposite and the non-opposite, light and darkness. Like I said, everything has an opposite, man. And opposites attract. Gravity and levity. A lot of people ain't even heard of levity. Entropy and centropy. I ain't ever heard of that. Fire and water. We just went through that. Masculine and feminine. Let's click. That's a creepy looking picture. Creepy looking picture. That's oneness in the same. Because women come from men. Oneness in the same. Oneness in the same. Oneness in the same. To be married is not to really be married in the legal world. You don't really have to legally get married. You married when your mind can think the same thing that the other woman is thinking that you're with. If she can think and know that you're out cheating, and you're probably out cheating, you're married. If she can think and know that you're doing something, you're married. You're married by the mind already. You're married by the soul already. It's your soul already, your spirit doing something with her spirit that you can't see, but it's communicating on a level that you can't explain. So uh, this picture popping up, you may want to see this picture. Let's go over the picture before I read anything. Who's that? Who? First of all, this is the Garden of Eden and the world around it. This is the Garden of Eden. This is the Garden of Eden. Notice this. Pay attention. Like you gotta pay attention. You can't figure nothing out if you don't pay attention, man. Pay attention from the head to the toe. I'm talking from hair to shoestrings. Pay attention to everything, because everything matters. It wouldn't matter if it wouldn't be there if it didn't matter. You gotta pay attention to everything, and that's what's gonna get you out of things. You gotta pay attention from the way that the hair is curled all the way down to the shoestrings. How they wrapped in there. They underlapped or overwrapped. You gotta pay attention to everything. I'm going so deep in these studies, I'm gonna find out why blacks don't like whites. I'm gonna find out why blacks don't like whites. And it start with the men. It starts with the men and it passes down to the women. Because if it didn't start with the men, it wouldn't be racist in jail. It wouldn't be whites versus blacks versus Mexicans. It wouldn't be blacks versus Mexicans. It wouldn't be blacks versus others. It's blacks versus everybody in jail. It wouldn't be like that, but it's not like that in the women's jail. Women get along with women, right? It starts with the men. Look at this picture. You got a phoenix. Phoenix is the word. You got the bird. You got Aquila is the name. Aqui. You see that root word? Aqui. That's water. And you got another bird type of thing. Because it was dragons and dinosaurs and pterodactyls. Dinosaurs is a part of dragons. They was walking around on this earth. Pterodactyls flying around. You don't know what that is. But whatever it is, and it's looking like a mermaid down there. Can I zoom in? I don't even know how to zoom in on this computer. Hmm. How do you zoom in? Oh, it's probably up here. Oh, I zoomed in. Oh, okay. Is that a mermaid? Is that a mermaid down there? Is that a mermaid down there? I ain't gonna lie. I didn't used to be scared. I'm still ain't scared, but I don't want to go around it. I ain't used to be like this and like that, but I always wanted to meet and see a mermaid. But I don't know. After all these things finding, I don't know if I want to meet a mermaid. Because I don't know if they friendly or not. I would definitely want to meet a woman mermaid more than a man mermaid. But you don't know. I don't even. But obviously, to meet a mermaid, you have to go in Africa. You're not going to meet a mermaid nowhere in the United States. You got to go to Africa. You got to go to Antarctica, or maybe even the North Pole, but maybe not the North Pole because it's too cold up there. But definitely Africa, Mediterranean Sea area, and maybe down by Africa and Antarctica in between, you may meet a mermaid. Guaranteed, if they're real, you're going to meet them in them places. 100%. 100%. But let's break this picture down. Look at all the symbols on the trees. Don't that look familiar? Horoscope wise, don't that look familiar? Off top, off top. This is Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius. This is Aquarius. That's the two water symbols. You got a moon, whatever. I don't know the rest, This looking like the what? The man symbol, the woman symbol, or the man symbol, the woman symbol. I don't know. It's a lot of 'em. It's a lot of symbols, but it's looking like horoscopes mixed within other symbols. We can break those symbols down, but I'm not gonna break them down, and especially not in this video, unless we come across them. So you got the woman, which is Eve. Somebody's handing her a moon. Somebody's handing her a moon. You got the man, which is Adam. Something is handing him the sun. Something is handing him the sun, and they still tied up. Meaning, is that meaning they're enslaved to what? They're enslaved to something. Is it because they ate from the tree? All these trees and they ate from that big tree? What is it? Or are they tied to heaven? Is it that they're tied to heaven? That's how it had to be. That's how it had to be. Adam and Eve came from heaven, creation of God. They didn't know that they was doing anything wrong walking around naked until they ate that apple. They're like, oh, you don't look like me? Where's your clothes? Once they ate that apple, look, you got lions. Come on now. You got lions. This person, this is a wizard, but it should be a blurred image or it should be some light. If that's supposed to represent who I think it's supposed to represent, that should be a big yellow light, a big bright white light, a big light. Since it's paper, it should be a yellow light. If it's supposed to represent who I think it's supposed to represent, but that's still day and night. He got day and night on him. Look at what he's wearing. He got day and night on him. He's everything. He's day and night. He holds the swords. Look at him. Standing on the lions. Who you know can stand on some lions? Fire on the one side, water on the other side. He got the clouds and the sun. Adam has the clouds and the sun. Aquila, Eve, that's not her name, that's the name of the bird. Eve has just the mermaid. There's the water on her side. Women has vagina and it's what? And to keep a baby. And it what? When a baby is born, the water break? What? Come on, this is not no coincidence. Let's get into it. Let's read it. Often it is the last resort of the alchemist to introduce often it is the last resort of the alchemist to introduce the feminine into what he is doing. The feminine into what he is doing. When after half of the When after half a lifetime of toil, he finally discovers that it is all come down to joining the feminine with the masculine that will complete his great work. In the new 21st century alchemy, this principle becomes it took them 20 some years, thousands of years to come up with this. And we're in the 21st century. That means it took you 200 years. I mean, it took you 2,000 years to come up with this alchemist. And it took me not that long of many years to get into this. Something ain't right. In the new 21st century alchemy, this principle becomes a powerful driving force from the beginning of the journey. We are now entering the era of our revolution or of our evolutionary path, where the excessive male dominance of society and especially science awakens awakens again to the feminine role in the evolution of humanity. Since the fall of man at the end of the time of Lamera, we have been chained to the cycle of the physical earth as male and female, fully aware of our nakedness in this world. So it sounds like We can be walking around nude with no problem, but they made it like, you shouldn't be naked. Why? What's so explicit about it? I wonder that. If everybody walked around naked, right? Would the world be so horny? Because it's like, something you used to. And when a person put clothes on, it's something you not used to. So when you see it, you looking at a person differently. Not only have we become fully separated from the world, we have become separated from each other, a separation where man has come to dominate all of nature and the masculine to dominate over the feminine. While powerful men have become too dominant to the physical world with their outward strength and developing individuality or ego, we must now come back to our senses and realize that the true wisdom resides in the feminine. With Sophia, the mother, it is the wisdom of nature of Mother Earth. Mother Earth, listen to it, that will lift us out of the current catastrophe. And the wisdom of every mother, every woman that will bring the men back to their senses. The return of the feminine is not about women coming to dominate the world and men as a sort of matriarchal, matriarchal, matriarchal world replacing the patriarchal world power, common stupidity that is running the world at the present time. The feminine will simply seek to return balance and duality of masculine and feminine, returning us to common senses. Sounds like a man need a woman just like a woman need a man. So stop acting like you don't need each other when we need each other. Women act like they don't need men. Woman, you need a man. Man, you need a woman. You need each other. Because without it, with men just running around, man, it's going to be chaotic. We need someone and something to calm us down. A man, regardless of how gay you think you is or feminine you think you is, you're still a man. You have that rage within you. You're a man. You have rage. Men have rage. And without women to think about or to calm us down, without daughters, mothers, girlfriends, men will be out here raging like crazy. It wouldn't be no calmness. Men would be out here going crazy. When no man think about this and think about that. Because it don't even matter. It don't matter. Think about the people that think that they don't have no one that care for them. They out here running around crazy. But you do, it's just that people ain't putting that love like that you want. People ain't loving you the way that you want. So you thinking that nobody love you. But once again, if I have or have not said it, BC was chaotic, man. BC was chaotic. It was before Christ. Christ came down here to save humanity. So BC had to be chaotic. BC was when they was doing the Olympics and this and that. People out here fighting to the death. Olympic games, they fighting to the death in Olympia. The new movie just came out. What is the movie called? Olympus 2? I think it's called Olympus 2 or something with Denzel Washington. Man, that movie is not a lie. It was chaotic in BC. They probably was fighting to the death like that for real. They probably went out there fighting no monkeys or nothing like that. But they was out there fighting to the death. Come on now, it's evident. David and Goliath. It could have been that somebody got challenged, and that could happen. But David and Goliath stories for real. Then David knocked down Goliath. Everybody on Goliath. I mean, everybody on David. So is that the star of David? Star of David? because David became oneness. He wasn't scared. He wasn't scared. He like, well, it ain't nothing I can do. I can't run. Whatever, whatever. The only thing I can do is get ready. He became one within himself. He started believing in himself. He started putting all his energy in himself. That's where that Star of David comes from. He started believing within himself. I don't know where the star came from, but he started believing within himself. And what he do? Knock down Goliath. We're gonna keep it on okay. Okay, let's read the upwards triangle once again. And I know you see it. It says fire. The top means fire, which is father. The burning sun, the burning light. Skip the sun. The father is the burning light. The father's so holy you can't look at him because you done sinned so many times. Whether you done sinned once or not. You done sinned. You live in this earth. You sinned. You're walking around on this earth. You done sinned. Ain't no sense of being shamed, and ain't no sense of shaming nobody else because you done sinned. The only thing to do is to look better forward within yourself. Don't do it if you know bad on it. If you know it's bad, don't do it. Don't intentionally do something. Spread joy and happiness. Don't intentionally do something if you know it's bad. So that's why nobody can look upon him because he's the holiest and holy. He created everything. He gave you the act of what to do to stay holy. He's the Father, so that's why you can't look upon him. You ain't holy enough to look upon him. Even if you try, it's going to blind you. Look away, look down. He's telling you to look down while you talk to him. You can't look at him. Next, the Holy Spirit, air. Air is the Holy Spirit. It tells you what to do. Your Holy Spirit tells you what to do. And the reason this says air, I'm just breaking it down to what I think it is. It says air because you can't see it, especially without drugs. I don't know what drugs can make you see holy spirits or spirits. I don't want to find out because I don't want to see them. But they're visible. They're out here. If we not just walking around by ourselves, we got things walking with us, whether they're demons or angels. We got things walking with us because your spirit can detect the other person's spirit regardless. We got things walking around. Our spirits do the talking and fighting for us. So it says the Holy Spirit is here. We got to the left, the sun, the sun. It kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. Because why would we be able to even look up at God and see some visibility of Him, even though we can't look at the sun? But it's times we can look at the sun when the sun ain't beaming as hard and see a bright circle in the sky. They say the sun is the sun. Think about it though. The sun is named the sun for a reason. The sun's been named sun for centuries, for ages. The sun has been called the sun for ages. I wonder could they see the sun in BC? I wonder how visible was the sun in BC? I wonder did they call it the sun in BC? And if they did they call it the sun because they know the sun was coming? Let's read the paragraph and see what they got to say. And obviously, if you read ahead, you see the bottom. But don't read ahead. Let me read the paragraph. You can read the symbol, what it says. Let me just get on here, read this paragraph. It say the symbol for fire in alchemy is the red upward pointing triangle. It becomes a symbol for man, the sun, and the sun, meaning the sun in the sky and the sun. And for the Trinity, for the Trinity, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. This Holy Trinity shows us the masculine side of the story, the size of explosions, centrifugal forces, radiation, and electricity. The rule of pause. So they be trying to find ghosts, right? They be trying to find ghosts. When they go looking for ghosts, ghost hunters, ghost finders, they got the little electricity things, reading ghost energies. Makes sense. It says the rule of the Father over the earth, mankind of all nature. The Son came to bring the light of the sun to all of mankind, but first had to overcome the darkness of the material world, which is Jesus. Jesus had to walk the earth to overcome the darkness on the earth. Then he went through hell to go to heaven. He has shown us the path, and we all have to do this, and all we have to do is follow. You got to find Jesus' path. It will make his way to you, but once it make his way to you, now you got to find the path. And once you find that path, then it's up to you. This is our true test of faith. Are we ready to relinquish our earthly treasure for the wisdom that can be given to us if we step up one dimension? Meaning, if you use your mind to do the things that you ain't capable of doing, your mind cannot summon something right here, like a game of Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. Your mind can put things into factor. If you thinking something so hard, you thinking something highly of it, you thinking something so good of it, it's going to eventually play out. It may not play out then and there, and it could play out then and there, but it's going to play out. You got to put your mind in that space, and you got to still believe that God is real. You just can't do it and then still believe in this and that. You got to still know that God is the highest of all high. He's the one putting everything in control, and put your mind behind it, man. It's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. And I know this because I've done it multiple times. Not on things that I should have, but I've done it for things. Just thinking, boom. What do you know? But now that I know these things for a fact, I'm going to try to put them into things where I feel like they should go. That's going to lead into something beneficiary down the long run. And we will see how that works. Jump into the next triangle. Up, downwards triangle on the masculine and femininity side. This is the daughter, holy soul, and the mother. Once again, the upside down triangle. So that makes me question this triangle, Father, Holy Spirit, and the Son, and we got pyramids going around in Egypt. What was they really trying to do? Who built the pyramids? What was they trying to do, and who was they praising? That's what that takes me to. That's exactly what that takes me to. Like, what? What was the pyramids about? But the pyramids did have a downwards in the ground because you got things buried down beneath it. I don't know. I don't know. That's more on more. More on more. I ain't trying to go into that. But this one says daughter, mother, holy soul. Moon, water, earth. Moon, water, earth. And the other one has sun, air, father. Wait, the other one has sun, air, fire. You people out here stupid if you think caveman was just beating rocks and found out how to make fire. Get up out of here. It was spirits with these people when they found out how to do this and do that. People just didn't make no fire out of nowhere. When you don't know nothing, humans are stupid. Humans can put context clues together and do this and do that. But if you don't have no clue of nothing, it would take you ages to figure something out. How you think they coming out with all this new technology and this and that and this and that and this and that? They're summoning things. They're deep in things that we don't know about. How you think that? Come on now, things ain't just popping out of nowhere. They're So many things. People pray more than you think. Just because somebody talked about praying nothing to you, just because don't nobody talk about praying to you or talk about rituals or sacrifices or this or that, don't mean they ain't doing it. How many Muslims you know talk about? How many so-called real Muslims you know talk about? Oh, I pray 7 times a day. These Iranians, Arabs, they're not going to tell you. Right. But if you ask, they'll tell you. They're not going to tell you they pray 5 times a day. But if you catch them, you see them praying to who? When the Muslimism, whatever you want to call it, is taught by men. It's a man-made religion. Religion isn't something we should be going off of. God is not a religion. Jesus isn't a religion. It's to believe and know that they're here. Believe in their faith. Walk behind them. He don't call none of his disciples Christians or Jesus this or that. He called them disciples. Walk in his way. Walk with his way. He ain't telling none of them to believe in this or believe in that. He telling you to use your mind and walk my way. Walk my way and use your mind. Mind is a terrible thing to waste. We got it for a reason. We got it for a reason. You can do all this studying and this and that, which they have done on minds and brains, but they ain't gonna figure out nothing because it takes the mind and the spirit to put something together. Let's read the next triangle. It says the symbol for water in alchemy is the blue downward pointed triangle. It becomes the symbol for woman, the moon, and the daughter, and for the Trinity, Mother, Daughter, and Holy Spirit. So who's the mother, you would ask? Who's the mother? Read your Bible. Read your Bible. Have you read the Bible from beginning to the end like a book? Have you read the Bible from beginning to end? You don't put the Bible and read this and open this and read this and apply this to your daily. No, it's not how it go. You read the Bible from beginning to end to get an understanding of who you are. Once you understand who you are, once you understand the Bible, then you will understand who you are, which way you want to take. I ain't never read the Bible from beginning to end, but I know that's how you're supposed to read it. What book do you open it up and read in this and in that? Besides the dictionary, an encyclopedia. It said the second Trinity, the Trinity of the mother, Sophia, and the daughter, Mary Magdalene. We all know about Mary. Ain't nobody talked about Sophia. Nobody talks about Sophia. Nobody talks about Sophia. But everybody talk about Mary. It is little known to us. It is the missing part of the biblical story of mankind. Missing part. So that sounds like the missing part of a Bible. One of the missing books, like the book of Enoch. Now we can return it to its place in the 21st century alchemy at the turning point of time. The wisdom of Sophia returns to empower all women and free men from their addiction to power. All I'm saying is, it's a lot more people need to learn out here. It's a lot more I need to learn. But all I know is the mind is a terrible thing to waste, man. Put your mind to use. Seriously. And I'm one of those people. Put your mind to use. And if you're around me, I'm gonna make you use your mind. Put your mind to use. I really feel like for real, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. So stop wasting it. Start thinking. Start using it. You ain't even gotta be reading a book. Just start trying to figure people out. Think, think, think. Put your mind to use. It ain't no point of not using it. With the matriarchal Trinity restored to its rightful place, we can complete the star. Man, like we did with fire and water, we can see the perfect balance between the masculine and feminine again, between the Christ and Sophia, completing the full picture. In this one symbol, we return the balance between man and woman, son and daughter, and be in between spirit and soul. We can reach up again to the heavens. All you need to do is open your heart, open your mind, and raise your frequency. Boom, and we're gonna end it like that. I should read this, but let me scroll it up. This is the end of the video. Read it if you want to read it. I ain't reading it. This is the end of the video. Part 4 is coming out. I don't know, but this still is relating on to Egyptian gods and goddesses, but you may be like, how? I'm still like, how? But as we see, the triangles make sense. Pause. Skip that. We got that. Let's get the triangles up. So let's get the delta up. Once again, let's get the delta up. Bam, bam. Like, come on now. What does that get? An upside down triangle? Let's get it up again. Let's get it on Wikipedia. Upside down triangle. Oh, what I said in the beginning of the video, I found the Garden of Eden. If you stay tuned to the end of this video, this is your treat. This is your treat. Tell people you know where the Garden of Eden is. I don't want to hear none of that, this and that, none of that, all this and that. Man, we found the Garden of Eden. Let me show you. First of all, from the drug video, I said, name a place. I said, if the Garden of Eden exists, when they grow weed, when they grow apples, when they grow oranges, when they grow bananas. I didn't say all that, but I'm like, when they grow everything, when they grow coca plants, which grows cocaine, which cocaine come from. If the Garden of Eden is real, when they grow grapes, when they grow watermelons, when they grow apples, when they grow coconuts, when they grow banana trees, when they grow tomatoes, when they grow berries, right? Name a place on this earth in the same environment, in the same jungle, where you can find lions, tigers, apples, oranges, bananas, cucumbers, blah, 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 blah. You can't. There's not a place on this earth that exists. But, bam, bam. Let's cover this again. Let's read the Nile Delta. The Nile Delta is the delta formed in Lower Egypt. Britain is really not Lower Egypt, but I guess they talking about the little point of the triangle right here where the hand is at. Makes sense because it get a little hotter, even though it's still hot over there, but it get a little hotter because it's further down. But where the Nile River spreads out and drains into the Mediterranean Sea, it is one of the world's larger deltas from Alexandria in the west to Port Said. In the east, it covers 240 kilometers, 150 miles of the Mediterranean coastline, and is a rich agriculture region. That's all we needed. Once again, agriculture. Agriculture encompasses crop and livestock production, aquaculture, and forestry for food and non food products. Agriculture was a key factor in the rise of sedentary human civilization, whereby farming and of domesticated species created food surpluses that enabled people to live in the cities. While humans started gathering grains at least 105,000 years ago, nascent farmers only began planting them around 11,500 years ago. That sounds like apples, oranges, blah, 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 blah. dragon fruits, blah, 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 blah. All these weird exotic things you ain't never heard about, fruits that's good. It's a lot of fruits that you don't even know about that cure things that's not sold in pick and save, that's not sold in Walmart, that's not sold in your local fruit market or your local farmers market. It's a lot of fruits. Listen, anything, don't take no drugs. Anything out here that's natural, and I'm talking drugs from the pharmacy, them drugs, them mixed and is made into a pill or a liquid. Them drugs. Weed ain't a drug. Cocaine ain't a drug. Crack is a drug because it's mixed with other chemicals, which is why it causes a hard addiction. I know people to be on crack and I know people to be on cocaine. Cocaine people ain't out here like crack addicts. They out here, but they ain't out here like crack addicts. Crack make you addicted. Cocaine make you want it, and you may can tell this person may use it, but crack eventually you gonna have a downfall. Cocaine, no. You can be functional with cocaine. Weed, they just try to ban you on a low level with that. Weed ain't gonna do nothing. Weed ain't gonna impair you. Weed ain't gonna make you crash. Weed ain't gonna make you do none of that. Weed is a natural, I guess you could say, aphrodisiac. Weed is a natural herb, just like cocaine, just like mushrooms, just like liquor. Liquor to a certain point. Like I said, you drink it, you start abusing it. I don't even know why I just started that conversation. But it says they started gathering grains around 105,000 years ago. But nascent farmers only began planting them 11,000 years ago. It sounds like that's the Garden of Eden. It sounds like they've been growing all of the things you can need. Like I said, everything that heals, weed lets you see. That's why the higher ups don't want people smoking it, but they legalize and let you dummies smoke it because you abusing it, man. You abusing it with your power. You ain't supposed to smoke it like that. But they won't let doctors smoke it. They won't let I didn't know that, but they won't let doctors smoke it, nurses smoke it. They won't let people driving this and that smoke it. People with CDLs, they won't let smoke it. Who else? Who else? People operating heavy machinery, they won't let you smoke it. It's because it has a special ability. They won't let you use it because it has a special ability. Once again, let's break this down. It said 105,000 years ago. We only in the 2000 century. It's 2000. What? What? 2025? 2025. Let's map that out. 2 is where the 5 would be. 2, 0, 2, 5. That's 10,000 years plus before us. 10,000 years plus before us, they've been growing stuff been naturally growing in the Nile Delta. So you telling me, because when you look the Nile Delta, I mean, when you look the Garden of Eden up, they say it was in Iraq. They're gonna let you believe the stupidness. They're gonna let you believe the stupidness. And a person like me, you ain't gonna believe, cause like what he know, blah blah. You ain't put your clues together. They're gonna let you believe the stupidness, but they ain't gonna let you believe this. You ain't gonna believe this. Man, make it make sense. What are you looking for? It's out here. Stop playing dumb. Out there. Out there. If something is pointing all the fingers, boom, 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 man, why are you looking away? All the fingers is pointing. It's out there. Where else is we gonna look for the Nile Delta? They say that where else is we gonna look for the Garden of Eden? They say that the Garden of Eden is in Iraq. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Egypt history travels further than Iraq. It's evident. Look at it. It says 105,000 years ago. That's beyond BC. That's BC and some more. So that lets you know that the Garden of Eden was in Mediterranean area. Bam. If you don't believe that, let's look this up. So we know Eve ate from the apple tree, right? There's apple trees here and there in America, even in the Midwest. There's apple trees in Africa. I mean, in California, of course, it's hot. Maybe apple trees in Texas, and of course Florida, and of course oranges. So let's look up an apple tree in the Nile Delta. Let's look up, does apple trees grow in the Nile Delta? What'd he say? Yes, 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 yes. Apple trees have grown in the Nile Delta since the 12th and 13th century BC. Taking it down the timeline, we in 2025, backtracking to year zero, and we got 1 BC, 2 BC, 3 BC, 4 BC. It goes higher in numbers. I ain't even gonna lie, I don't feel like even calculating that, but it goes higher in numbers. It goes higher in numbers. Okay, boom, boom. Wow, an apple tree. Wow, an apple tree. Okay, wow, an apple tree. But why would an apple tree grow next to an orange tree? They don't exist in the same environment. Okay, okay, maybe they may do. Boom. Let's see. Does I then clicked it again. I said apple trees again. Does orange trees grow in the Nile Delta? Come on now. Yes, 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 yes. Oranges grow in the Nile Delta region of Egypt. That's all we need to see. Okay, wow, an apple in an orange tree. Wow, an apple in an orange tree. Okay, what's the next one? Watermelons. Watermelons grow down south in America. Why would a watermelon exist where an apple tree exists? Let's Google it. Does watermelons, dang, man, skip it. I don't even know how to spell it. They got me typing so many buttons. Wow. 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 Yes, watermelons grow in the Nile Delta. Wow. Okay. 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 Maybe it's a coincidence. You're not going to find coconut trees. You maybe find them in California and you may find them in in Florida, but you ain't going to find coconut trees unless you're on a tropical island. Okay. Does coconut trees, what? That's not what it said when I looked it up the other day. But we gonna take it. We gonna take it. Wow. Okay, y'all can have that. Y'all can have that. Y'all can have that. I didn't. I looked up apples. I looked up oranges. There's banana trees. Okay, there's banana trees. So you telling me a coconut tree can't go there? Okay, okay, okay. A coconut tree can't go there. Does what I say? There's a banana tree going in Nile Delta. Dang. What? Yes, banana trees grow in the Nile Delta. Okay, Adam and Eve was born, placed there, or whatever you want to call it, with all of the fruits and vegetables of the world. They also walked with lions, tigers, da 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 da. We already know it's in Africa, but let's see. Are there lions in the Nile Delta? Yes, there are lions in the Nile Delta. What? Okay, okay. So we know we're dealing with the jungle. A jungle is also AKA a forest, a wild forest, AKA oh the Earth's garden. The Earth's garden. So tigers hang around there. We know monkeys hang around in the jungle. We're gonna Google that. Does tigers live in the Nile Delta? So that means, hey, them animals is guarding the Garden of Eden. Does tigers live? What? But a crocodile do. What? Of course crocodiles do. Okay, got a lot of them. Man, I don't want to see about no birds. Of course, every bird live there. Okay, okay, okay. Does monkeys live there? I'm all over the place with typing though. No, no, get up out of here. It's Africa. They don't live. It's Africa. No, monkeys do not live in the Nile Delta, but they were once a significant part of Egyptian culture. The baboon was a sacred animal to the Egyptians, and they would keep them as man. Get up out of here. They live there. I don't want to hear that. They live there. They live there, and they still probably do. I don't want to hear that. Who out there searching the Nile Delta? Let's go back to a picture of the Nile Delta, and we're gonna end this video. Well, come on now. You telling me this big region of forest, it ain't all types of wild animals running around that you don't know about? If they can grow watermelons, if they can grow apple trees, if they can grow bananas, I'm pretty sure they can grow grapes. One more thing. Do they grow grapes in the Nile Delta? If they do, if they grow grapes in the Nile Delta, hey, video's done. Part 4 is on the way. Grapes? Yes, grapes are grown in the Nile Delta and have been since ancient times. And grapes get rid of diseases and high in vitamin C. Okay, we're going to end it there. Man, part 4 is on the way. Stay tuned.